Now, some of you may know him as the face of BlackBerry, but he's also the president of Kiva. It's our pleasure to introduce Premal Shah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. We were trying to get these slides up here, and we kept some folks waiting. I wanted to thank the organizers of this conference. As I learned more about this conference, it is amazing. I actually wish that when I graduated from college, and certainly when we started Kiva, that there was something like this for us. It is amazing. It's so inspiring. I'm learning about a lot of your guys' stories and the projects that you're focused on. I'm going to share a little bit about myself, kind of my personal journey with Kiva, and then also a little bit about Kiva and some of the lessons that we're applying. And hopefully it'll be helpful as you start your own social ventures. Here, for this quote for me is kind of one of my guiding principles. It's a quote by Howard Thurman. Don't ask what the world needs, do what makes you come alive. For what the world really needs are people who have come alive. And if I plot my life from the age of 20, my sophomore slump in college, to the age of 33, which is what I am right now, it's been a little cyclical. So the y-axis is aliveness, and the x-axis is my age. And I'm just going to walk across without trying to block. So down at the bottom right over there, well, I guess bottom left for you guys, it was my sophomore slump. I was economics major, you know, and I was just kind of going through the motions. So the novelty of freshman year had worn off for me. And I knew I wanted to do something meaningful in life, but I was studying kind of macro and microeconomics. It was really abstract. And then I discovered Muhammad Yunus and microcredit at the time, and this fascinating world of microfinance, the provision of financial services, you know, most notably credit to the world's working poor. And it seemed like such a kind of amazing intersection of business and development. And for the next 2 years in college, I really spent a lot of time kind of researching microfinance, and that culminated in getting a research grant to visit the Self-Employed Women's Association in Ahmedabad, India, which is my birthplace. And I did a small research project, but I also got a job offer, like a lot of people back in 1998, to work in management consulting. One of my best friends from college started this small company called PayPal, and he was like, "Bro, you gotta come back to California. You know, we're doing something that's really cool. You know, I can send you money from you know, using the internet." And I was like, "That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard." But you know, I started getting spam from people saying, "Hey, if you sign up for PayPal, I get a $5 bonus, and you get a $5 bonus." And I was thinking, gosh, you know, maybe something's really happening here. So I joined PayPal pretty early on, before it was making kind of money, or before it really kind of discovered eBay as the real big use case for why it's so valuable. And PayPal grew over the next six years while I was there. And it was really exciting because I was building something, not necessarily connected to kind of what I found most meaningful, but it was fun actually building versus maybe consulting for other people who build. And then it was ultimately acquired by eBay, and that was kind of like a really cool success. But then eBay is a massive company, and I had this kind of big company existential angst because I felt like I'm just one cog in this massive company, and do I really affect the trajectory of this thing? So there I was again, you know, kind of in a big system, not really feeling connected to actually, you know, building it, nor kind of the direct impact of it. And so I convinced my boss at eBay /PayPal, hey, well, I'd love to go back out to India, back out to Ahmedabad, to Gujarat, India, and I have this idea in the back of my mind, but I'm not really sure how it would work, where you could basically put up an entrepreneur who's getting a loan up on eBay and then fund them via eBay. And so they let me go for 3 months, and I went back out there, and while I was out there, I actually was working with a small NGO, and in the eBay test category, I posted up an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur, for a $100 loan. And you know how on eBay you have that buy it now feature? You don't have to bid on everything, you can buy it. I did the buy it now feature, and there's a little counter that was on the bottom of the eBay page. And I posted up from an internet cafe that night in in India, and I went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning, and I looked at the counter, you know, how many people had visited the page, and it was like 50 people had visited the page. And I was like, oh my God, this proves latent demand to make internet loans via eBay. This is going to be huge, you know, and I'm really excited. And then about 2 hours later, I get an automated email saying, your listing has been taken down because it violates eBay's policies for blah, blah, blah. Apparently it's illegal to solicit loans on eBay. And those 50 people were probably eBay's lawyers. It probably wasn't anyone really But I was really excited because it was the kernel of the idea. It was like, this is, you know, I mean, okay, it didn't work in this context, but there's got to be something here about, you know, us, any one of us, being able to be kind of the business partner, the financier for someone needing a loan, and you know, this has got to work. And so, you know, I ran into a couple of folks who were thinking the exact same thing, who had a similar experience out in East Africa, and I left for Kiva really early on. And, you know, leaving for Kiva, I don't know if you guys are in this position where you're not sure, if you're kind of on, like, is it going to work, is it not going to work? And I was really freaked out about leaving PayPal, something I felt really comfortable in. And the best piece of advice I got was, you know, it was like, well, how do I know if I should leave? Like, I was talking to someone who had left their job and did something really amazing. And this person basically did this. He said, this is all I did. And that visualization of just kind of closing your eyes and jumping off is really stuck with me at that point. I jumped into Kiva. At that point, we're all volunteers. You know, only like 12 people a day were maybe like coming to the site. A lot of it were friends and family. And then something extraordinary happened. Muhammad Yunus won the Nobel Peace Prize. And overnight, I think the world really became educated about microfinance and microcredit. This is October 2006. And then Kiva got on TV on PBS Frontline World a couple weeks later, and it really exploded. Our website crashed for 4 days because we were on the $22 a month server plan. But then we put up a PayPal button that said, help us buy new servers, and we raised $100,000 from the internet. And basically, we were 1 month from like kind of, you know, having no more payroll. It was really a close call. But it really started working, and now I'm at this, you know, oh my God, it's working point. And I'm hoping, you know,